Identifying.
Standby one. Let's go. Let's go.
You're about to experience the uncensored conversations, stimulating wit, and the thought-provoking wisdom. Bold, raw, and uncut. Right now, on the LanceScurv Show.
Tyrese goes on tirade against women and manufactured beauty. This popped up on social media across the board about 2 days ago, but it's a universal conversation. I'm going to read this article from the Griot and make a few statements on it, and let's see where we can go with this conversation, because a lot of folks are waking up to manufactured so-called beauty, and a lot of men are not really turned on to it, and some are. But here's the article. Recently, Tyrese hopped on Instagram with a lengthy tirade about women, railing against women who change their looks with manufactured beauty. This all started over dinner, listening to a group of women tear down what they proudly called ain't shit men. That's a hashtag, ain't shit men. Excuse the French. And said men are all stupid and will sleep with and marry damn near anything. Huh? He began his tirade before he jumped into his message. Here it is. I just feel the need to send a message to all of these type of ladies, all races of ladies, who just think dudes are just stupid. We know the difference in real hair and fake clip-ons. We know eyelash extensions. We know fake hard titties pointing in 4 directions with your ribs showing in the middle. Why so much separation? We know when you got little chicken legs and it leads to an oversized hashtag fake ass. You guys are really starting to go too far with manufactured beauty. Fake lips, skinny nose, barely can even breathe through your own nostrils, sitting across from you, and you couldn't even hide your wave tracks. Come on. He then went on to knock the idea that men will sleep with anyone while putting down women who turn to purchase beauty. I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just sending a message that us real men see the bullshit. And if he decides to rock with you, it's just cause they want to get one off. No one will ever take you serious like that or really make that move. Cause you look like a manufactured clown. Some of you have convinced yourself that it's okay because of how many dudes be trying to get at you. Please let me explain. You got your temp fix, and you'll continue to attract men only with a temporary fix. Then Tyrese turned his attention to women who don't make changes to themselves, saying shout out, hashtag team natural, hashtag team squats, and hashtag team take me as I am. Hashtag team mature enough to consider harsh truths. Because you're single doesn't mean you're lonely. Know this. Hoes, sluts, tramps are never without a man. You're single because you have a standard and you know your actual value. I had to rip out a chapter from my New York Times best-selling book, hashtag Manology, to let you all know us as men are much more aware and smarter than some of you think. If your beauty has been purchased, that's fine. Own it, enjoy it. Just know that us real ones out here see the real. So what do you have to say about that, Scurv? I'm in agreement with him 100%. It's not about knocking anyone when they're going through their various phases of life. And I say that because to me, and I'm going to be honest with ladies out here, I'm in a whole different zone right now at my age. It's not even about being mean or playing that game, because I'll put it this way. The manufactured beauty has gone too far. And honestly, when I see it on the extreme levels and some levels that are not extreme, to me, it's an indication of being insecure on who you really are as a woman. That's what it is. I mean, the more makeup I see caked up on a woman's face, it's like, why are you doing this to yourself? Because we can see that all this looks like a birthday cake. The more hair, the fake hair, and just lots of it. Okay, we see that it's fake hair. Some people have real hair. It's okay, but why? To me, and let me just rant on this for a little while, and maybe I won't make sense, maybe I will. It's about 3:12 in the morning while I'm recording this, right? And I had a wonderful day today. I had a wonderful day. I could have railed off 7 or 8 videos, but it's like, I just had such a wonderful day. I was in a zone. I ate more than I ever ate. Good food. I rested. I slept until 2 o'clock 2:30 in the afternoon. And Mrs. Scurv was in the kitchen making some things. She loves doing that, but I feel so guilty because I don't know how to cook like her, right? But she loves it. So I'm laying there. I'm looking out in the backyard. The sun is out. It was peaceful. And we slept like heroin addicts. Anyway, to get back on the subject, but it's just a beautiful thing. Now I'm a little drowsy because it's this time, but I feel a pleasant ache in my soul. And thank you so much, Mrs. Scurv, for giving me the life that you've given me. And thank the God above for making sure that my best days were ahead of me and are ahead of me. When I say were, there were times when I thought that I wouldn't make it. And I thought the sun stopped shining on me. You know what I mean? And I have to say that. God, life is beautiful. And I love it. Thank you so much. Back on the subject. That's what I see. I mean, look, men can like that manufactured thing. It's a larger than life thing. To me, it's like a guy who wants to go to the strip joint. He knows that the women there are going to be larger than life, just the same way when a woman goes to a male strip joint. You know, the guys are going to be buff. They're going to look a little more handsome than average. Some may wear a little makeup, or, you know, some might be on steroids, some may not be, but everything is there. It's the visual, it's entertainment. And the same thing with these women. They're trying to live up to a standard that doesn't exist. There's a natural beauty that most men now, more men, I can't say most, but more and more, are really getting into. It's a no pressure kind of thing. I see women in public who slap on all this fake stuff and they're walking around so stiff they can't even enjoy life. It's like, hey, let's go for a swim. Oh no, I can't because my hair. Oh, let's go out. Oh no, I can't because the dirty wind or air is going to get on my makeup. Or what good is it if you can't live life? Let's get to know who you are. That's what let me channel a single man's thoughts, because you know I'm married, but let's channel the thoughts of a single man. And that's the vein that I'm thinking from, right? That's the place I'm coming from. We want to know who you are. There are men out here who can slap on a wig, slap on makeup, get cosmetic surgery, get hormone therapy, and turn the heads of many men while they walk in the shadows. There are some men who just go for the illusion and will go to bed with a man because that man learned your tricks, ladies, those of you who love the manufactured beauty. And this is a manufactured beauty. But they don't care that it's a man because they only want an act performed, and they're getting into the illusion of womanhood. But they don't even care if it's a woman or not. That's a small slice out there like that. So when a lot of these men come at you, they're coming at you because of the illusion that you put out there. They're not even getting really to know you. From what I see, there are some who are always exceptions. So don't come at me in the comment section and say, well, I met my husband and I was wearing this and this and that, and we've been married for 20 years, and fooey on you, Scurv, you're wrong. It's not a right or wrong thing. It's about development and evolving and being real. Just being real. The divorce rate I found out was, correct me if I'm wrong, 3 out of every 4 marriages? That's a 75% failure rate. That's sad. Because I know, and it's not about just getting old, but boy, I wish I was on this level 30-something years ago. You know, when you really get the sweetness of life in certain levels of existence. And then you look and you see others who are striving for it, but they're barking up the wrong trees. They're searching in the wrong areas. And for our ladies who feel that many of our sisters, not all, This is real talk, y'all. I'm not even trying to be funny, but many of them have an extreme case of insecurity and low self-esteem. Even those who don't have extreme cases, it's there, and not in all of our sisters, right? But instead of dealing with those voids on the inside, many of them would rather slap on something on top. You can't build a house on a non-existent foundation. And you might catch a man with a certain look. You put on something tight. You have a nice derriere. You wear the hair down your back. You put the makeup on. You already have full lips, so the lips are glossy and, they look like they can do some damage. You know what I mean, sisters. Come on. Some of y'all put yourselves out there and act like, I didn't really do this on purpose. Shh, I see more cleavage all day long. I see more booties and tight butts and Colgate smiles that are fake and more like grimaces of pain because I'm hurting. I don't have a man. And again, like Tyrese said, it doesn't mean that something's wrong with you if you don't have a man. You have standards if you don't. Wait for that one. So many jump from one relationship to another just to have a man, and they can catch a man like fly paper will catch a fly. You can catch a lot of flies and they're stuck, but they want to fly away. It's like, I'm stuck. I want to get out of this mess. And some get involved and you have kids, you get married, or you're together because of the finances, because it's better as two than one, but you really want to be by yourself. It's all kind of situations out there that I hear about, but that initial thing, why do women feel they have to spend so much money on this manufactured beauty? And in essence, it's eye-catching because it's clown-like, but it's not really what keeps a man. Do what keeps the man. Why wouldn't you want to do that? Right? I mean, I don't understand that. Anybody, look, you can, like I said, again, there are dudes out here who work real hard to have the imagery of a woman, the illusion of a woman. And if you're not careful and they're walking in the shadows, it's like, yo, who's that? Oh, damn, that's a man. Oh, no. Hell no. You know what I mean? Some are like, I don't care. That's another video, and that's another big problem in the black community. But if women would really just embrace themselves as who they are, really are, and show some confidence, my way of and I'm still speaking as if I was a single guy, right? Because there are things I used to say back then, and I used to tell other friends of mine. You want to tell how fine a woman is physically, how really, really fine she is? And it's not about something sexual, but I said it this way. I said, have her take off all her clothes. Have her shave off all her hair. Have her wear no makeup, no nail polish, no fake nails, nothing fake. Take it all off and stand her in front of me. And this is on a physical level. You'll see what you're really getting. And when it's like that, you'll more so want to keep or take care of yourself on a physical level by watching what you eat, by whatever method of keeping in shape, whether it's light running, cycling, weight training, or a combination of all of the above, with calisthenics, whatever, because you'll see yourself as you are. Ladies, you put on too many costumes. You've been eating a little too much, but you put something on to hide that ever-growing midsection. If you want to break it down physically, we got to break it down. Face it. Instead of covering up, face yourself and deal with it by learning how to eat properly. As a man, to me, one of the biggest turnoffs, and again, I'm speaking as a raw man, not a married man who's looking, but one who understands life and sees the general things. And when I say turn off, I can be turned off to a woman as she is for the next man, meaning that you're presenting this to the world and it's not appetizing. It's not me who has to deal with it because I'm all right. How they say it? I'm all right. I'm all right. I got that part unlocked and I'm good with it, right? But for the rest of the world, for the other fellas out there, this is why when, you get behind closed doors and the physical festivities happen, and they may have happened a couple times, and you get relaxed, and homeboy's like, yo, that was a wig. Or you don't want the man to touch your head too much. You don't want him to mess up the weave or feel those rolls or what's glued on or what may fall off. Why do you put yourself through that much tension? And then you have to worry about keeping the facade up. Then you have to worry about the next woman who can outdo you with that costume that you wear. The makeup, the hair, the nails, the girdle, the push-up bras, the black tights if you're really heavy, and the high heels you wear to slim you down when you're really chunky. Men know these tricks. Some men who don't plan on being around, it's like, yeah, look like a super freak. I'm only looking for one thing anyway, a couple times or just one time. And you present yourself that way. So why are you surprised that they come at you that way? You want respect, but your titties are hanging out. Yes, most men will say those are nice to look at. And a titty never hurt anybody. You'll never find a titty locked up for doing anything to anybody. You can't even get locked up for titty possession. But you know what? Men are getting hip to what's going on. Don't think you can titillate a man to staying with you. This is not like something antagonistic or I'm being evil. I'm just being real. Just focus on your character. Focus on your charm. Focus on your loving ways. Focus on your personality. Focus on your conversation. Read and learn something to know. And of course, this goes both ways to the men. Not about manufactured beauty, because it's not so much out there that way for men. Yes, they can pop a little Viagra, get a little plastic surgery. They can take steroids and go to the gym. I understand that, but men have to be on point like that too. Quality begets quality. Real recognizes real. Who wants a clown standing next to them who can't form a syllable or can't hold down various conversations? We don't want to hear what happened on the Real Housewives of Atlanta last week. We might want to speak about mountain climbing in the Himalayas. We might want to speak about what type of fish exists deep down, wildlife in the jungle, insects in the Brazilian rainforests, technology, life on Mars or living on Mars one day. I didn't know in Dubai they had personal, how could you put it, drones that you can punch into your cell phone and they'll come and pick you up at the top of a building and take you where you want to go. They don't put things. Now, maybe the guy was a quack that was telling me this, so don't hold me to it if it's not correct, but he reads the Scientific American and Popular Mechanics. 65-year-old white guy. Brilliant. Rides my bus every night. And when he found out that I just wasn't someone who was limited, he comes at me with all kinds of interesting conversations, and I'm trying my best soon to get him over here. He looks like, I forgot which one, Beavis and Butthead, the one that has the hair kind of flat and high up. He looks just like him, but he's a nice guy. I hope he doesn't listen to this. But every time I see him, it's like, man, I want to talk to this guy. Now, I'm not into men, y'all, but I'm just saying that if your conversation game is up, ladies, that's more attractive than a wig, a weave, your cleavage, because everybody has cleavage. You know, even those fat dudes walking out in the street like women, they can shoot hormones and they can get fat cleavage. So it's you have to do things to separate yourself from the next person. I learned that in bodybuilding, right? I learned a lot in bodybuilding. I learned a lot about mind games, confidence, hard work, being unique. Because when you're standing on stage stripped down to what amounts to a little more than a G-string, and you're standing next to the next guy or a whole bunch of them, and you're deemed the best, that's something that does something for your levels of confidence because you've worked hard and what you see is real. We didn't buy this stuff. So this is the level of confidence that I speak from, even though I don't look like that anymore. But because I achieved that and experienced that, I know what that's all about. When you're an intellectual and you earn the degrees out there and you can speak in a manner that, being assured in what you say and knowing that it's the truth because you studied to get to that level. Yes, I know college degrees, they're getting the beating these days. It's hard to get work, and most people out here who are working, who have degrees, don't really get a chance to work in their career. I understand that. But you don't have to have a degree to learn something. Because when you get that degree, you submitted yourself to a system that you read this today, take this test today, study this today, and we say, okay, if you can complete this and quote it back to us, you're degreed. But there are many of us who are not. And you can make yourself more attractive by being that interesting young lady that every time you open your mouth, you're interesting in what you share and say. When you really keep your body fit. When you really keep your body fit for you. But you got to understand that you have the mind, the body, and the spirit. Keep your body right. Eat right. Invest in yourself. Do that so you can look good when you get into your 40s and 50s and 60s. You can be sexy as heck when you're 70. You may not look the same as you did when you were 20, but for a 70-year-old, when you take your clothes off, you can say, man, I like what I see.
Make sure to check out the boldest blog at LanceScurv.com and follow Scurv on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube under LanceScurv.